Hi guys, it's Checkacola or Matt, and today I'm going to be doing a review of Mindhunter by John Douglas and Mark Olshaker. But it is like an biography of John Douglas, who spent 25 years with the FBI Special Investigation Unit, and it is a Netflix series. So this is actually initially why I picked up this book, because I heard a lot about Mindhunter, but I never did get around to seeing the Netflix series. I'm not too sure if the Netflix series is like an autobiography, or if it's like they added some like other parts to it, or if it's just like, the same name but all the characters and everything has changed. But so the book Mindhunter, it is a really interesting read. It's about true crime, and John Douglas, he goes around from like town to city profiling criminals and serial killers. There are a couple famous serial killers that he did catch, or he helped catch through his profiling, and if a certain crime happened some way, he would think like, so this guy has to be in his mid-20s, he has to have a lower than average IQ, he drives this sort of car, and blah blah blah. And then he writes all these lists, and they take a picture and they sort of like figure out from that, and they find the criminal. There are a couple criminals in this book when it was wrote that weren't caught yet, but they were caught in the future, and he helped again catch them in the future. So the main thing about this book, I noticed it is from 1995, so they had to add like another chapter in front of the book that said like 20 years later. So they actually did a really good like discussion of what changed since this book was wrote, and like all the new characters and everything. So in the book, the last chapter, because it is an autobiography, so this isn't a spoiler, but in the last chapter of the book, there is like a bunch of serial killers that they didn't catch yet, and they got away. But the 20-year prologue or update, it fixes all that. Some killers might have still got away. Some of them might have been caught. I won't spoil which criminals or which serial killers they were. But this is it's a really good read, and I can see how you could make a movie out of this. And actually, the guy from Silence of the Lambs was based on a couple characters in this book. So they did sort of make a movie about this, because it even says on the back, John Douglas knows more about serial killers than anyone in the world. Director of Silence of the Lambs. So they did actually talk to him when they made the Silence of the Lambs movie. So as for reading, it is 400 pages long, so it's not an easy read. You could read it in about a week or so. I read it in about 9 days, because the first day I read 100 pages, and then, family and things, so it got put off. I could probably read this in 4 days, give or take, 100 pages a day. But some people, usually read like 75 pages a day or 50 pages a day. So it could take you about a week or 2 weeks to read, but not much more than that if you, again, read 50 or so pages a day. But, so I'd say this book, it really won't like get your interest unless you like true crime and you like serial killer books, and you like to see the law enforcement side. This is written more of like the law enforcement side. They interview criminals and they get inside the criminals' heads. But you are predominantly on like the FBI side. You're not seeing like how the criminals think generally. You get some insight like on some famous criminals. They talk to some famous serial killers. They talk to them and they figure out their mind, like Mindhunter, and like how to profile. But generally, again, it's an autobiography, so it's about John Douglas. I'd say pick it up if you want to like find the inside scoop on like how the FBI, like the profiling unit works and how they get the criminals and that stuff. But if you're looking for like a serial killer book, or like a inside to serial killers or something like that, I'd say pass. Definitely only for people who like the FBI side and like profiling. Oh, hit myself. But it is a good book. Definitely, I would pick it up if you do like the FBI, but if you're a criminal kind of guy and you like serial killers and stuff like that, don't pick it up. I'd say pass. Go for a couple other books. There are a few books I'll read in the future, and I might make a review of them too. So this is definitely, it's a good read, but some parts of it, being honest, are a little boring and like pulled out. This book probably could be maybe 50 pages shorter. They could cut some of this stuff out, but other than that, it's a good read. Would I read it again? I don't think so, because it's true crime. You know, you read it one time and you basically get all the information, then you pass it on. There is a lot of information in this book, so I had to reread some parts of it one time, maybe two times, because there are a lot of names being dropped and a lot of cases being dropped. You might have to look up on the internet some of these people. But if you like true crime and you like the FBI side, I'd say buy it, read it. I got it for 50 cents, so it was a steal of a deal. Read it, loved it, liked it, you know. Some parts boring, but really interesting. If you can pick it up for like 50 cents like I did, it's a really good book. Full price, $11.99 Canadian. You know, if you like this kind of stuff, that's not a bad price. Lots of books are $20 up nowadays. So really good. After reading it one time, the book, the spine is showing wear and tear. When I bought it for 50 cents, it was brand new. So the person who initially bought this book never read it. It was brand new when I picked it up. But after reading it one time, it's showing signs of wear and tear. So thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you liked it. If you've read Mindhunter or seen the Netflix drama or TV show on it, what did you think about it? So see you guys next time. Checkacola out. Bye.